Ndibuyile. I have another story time for you. Today we're doing the story time of young Celeste, who is all of 16 years old, turning 17 this year, and has been experiencing all kinds of strange and confusing things. Before we get into it though, you're having breakfast with me. Yes, we're doing it Trini style. I am having doubles, which is pretty much the national snack. I'm pretty confident it's also the national dish, but it is a flatbread that is grilled and it is filled with chana or chickpeas and some condiments, which is usually like a cucumber raita. There's also, I'm not sure if it's a tamarind sauce that goes with it, and then we will usually ask them to add pepper to it. I am going to be adding hot sauce to mine as well. I'm already salivating, you can hear. Yeah, this is, I would say, my third favorite hot sauce after E Very Peri. Oh, if you know, you know, Sana. Yes. And E Los Calientes. I have never tasted it before. Yes, I know I'm weird like that. I've never tasted it before, but I know for a fact after Very Peri, it's going to be my second favorite hot sauce, just based on the ingredients and how it looks. If somebody wants to send it to me or somebody wants me to try their hot sauce, you're welcome to do so. So I'm having this one today. It says it's lime flavored, and I'm just gonna season up my doubles. I'm also having some avocado on the side, and I'll show you what I'm drinking a bit later. Kwasuka sukela in 2020, just before lockdown, Celeste started getting sick, and so her grandmother took her to the hospital in hopes that she would get treatment. When her grandmother took her to the hospital, the doctors first told her that she was suffering from a serious case of constipation. So they give Celeste the treatment, and unfortunately, the treatment does not work. She stays home for about a week, doesn't go to school, doesn't go outside. She's still not recovering, she's still not improving, but she decides, you know what, let me go to school. It's not gonna help me to just stay here at home and feel sorry for myself. So at the time, she was doing grade 6. When she gets to school, during the first period, first class of the day, her right hand starts seizing. She says that it started crippling. She couldn't write, she couldn't hold her pen. She's concerned, her friends are concerned, she doesn't understand what's going on. Her classmates, they notify the teacher, and the teacher notifies Celeste's grandmother. And then grandma comes to fetch her and takes her home. When she gets home, she's still feeling this numbness and stiffness on the right-hand side of her body. Quick side quest. Those of you who were in my subscriber story time, remember I told you that's the similar thing that happened to me? Someone gave us money, right? Someone that we knew didn't have the best intentions for us. And that is exactly what started happening with me as well. My right hand side became numb. I started getting tingling sensations, and then I seized. Literally, your hand will bend over on its own. The same thing happened with my foot as well. So I can very much sympathize and empathize with the viewer who submitted this story. I cannot imagine how terrifying it must be, especially at that young age, because for me, I only experienced it now in my late 30s, so it must have been extremely traumatizing. But let's find out what happened next. Baby girl's right hand side is stiffened and numb, and she says that her hand actually looks as though she has had a stroke. Similar situation with me as well. She goes to the hospital again. They still can't help her. They tell her that they can't pick up anything that is wrong. That is the exact same thing that happened with me as well. Fortunately, because it was lockdown, she didn't have to go to school. She didn't have to do too much. And this allowed her to stay at home and just focus on recuperating and healing. And because she's not getting any help from the hospitals, we never get any help from the hospitals. her dear grandmother decides that she is going to besiege Inyanga, a traditional chemist or a traditional physician. When Celeste's grandmother goes to consult with Inyanga, she finds out that Celeste's classmate, let's call the classmate Ati, has taken a pen from Celeste. When she takes the pen from Celeste, she is taking it to her own grandmother. Let's call her grandmother number 2. And grandmother number 2 has done something to that pen that is now leading to Celeste experiencing this seizing, this crippling, and these stroke-like effects that the Western hospital is unable to pick up on all their scans and is unable to recommend treatment for. So Celeste's grandmother, being a true G, goes to confront grandmother number 2. And when grandmother number 2 is confronted, she says that she did that to Celeste's pen, bewitched the pen in order to cause suffering for her, because any time that Celeste walks past grandmother number 2's house, she disturbs her from whatever it is she's trying to do. Not only that, she also says that the pearl on Celeste's forehead is absolutely blinding and generally makes her uncomfortable. She also tells Celeste's grandmother that Celeste is always outside watching her, and she does not appreciate this behavior from this young innocent girl. Let's fast forward now. Celeste is in grade 10. She is doing her high school studies in Johannesburg. When she arrives on the very first day of school, the security guard at the gate tells her, "I feel so sorry for you, mtanami. You look so innocent." That's usually the case with us. People will usually get up to all kinds of weird things and behavior because we exude such high vibrations. We generally give off an innocent, childlike energy, and most people who are unhealed are generally threatened by people who exude this type of aura or who vibrate on that frequency. But we'll find out more about that later. For now, young Celeste just brushes it off. She smiles at the security guard, goes inside the school, and is excited to get to know everyone in the school and to start her learning at a new institution. Little does young Celeste know, in all her innocence and excitement, Kosiam, that she would soon find out exactly what the security guard is talking about. The headmaster of the school, who also happens to be a preacher. Does this sound familiar? Calls an assembly for the newcomers only. Remember what I told y'all about the separation? It's always a mass brainwashing and intimidation exercise to exert fear and control over the students. Let them know who is the boss around here. Let them know who to answer to, and also to take a spiritual hold over the children, especially those who have ancestral callings. I am having a sorrel drink today. Sorrel is a herbaceous plant that grows pretty wild over here in Trinidad. We don't have it in South Africa. Very, very high in nutrient value. It has a high fiber content. It's got vitamin A, vitamin C, and not only that, it also supports digestion. It boosts your immune system. It promotes heart health and also helps in managing blood pressure as well as reducing inflammation. And sweetie, these are all the things that Gogo needs right now. So let me pour myself up some and we're gonna continue the story. While I pour this, by the way, I give that doubles a 7.5 out of 10, mostly because I'm hungry. And they actually grilled the flatbread today. My favorite ones are from the weekend market, as well as on Independence Square. There's a young lady there who even flips the flatbread before she fills it up, so those are my favorite. This is yum. Sorrel drink, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. I was hoping for a fresh pressed juice. They lose some points because there is a little bit of added sugar and some potassium sorbate for preserving, but outside of that, it's really, really good. While Ntate Headmaster / Ntate Preacher is praying for the newcomers at the assembly, Celeste's body temperature goes up and she starts feeling very uncomfortable in her body and she wants to scream. Thankfully, she manages to contain this reaction and response that she's having, and afterwards the newcomers are then directed to the respective classrooms that they need to go to. And after about a week of normalcy and nothing too strange going on, she then has a dream about the headmaster. Second one is always better than the first one. In this dream, Gesana, the headmaster is holding a black stick in one hand and a gold snake in the other. And while he's holding these things, he's telling Celeste in the dream to stop snooping around. Doesn't that sound like the headmaster from Oasis? By the way, quick updates. I've received several reports that he's now spending 30 minutes to an hour before classes start or at the end of the school day talking about who? Yaga! Chatting to the students about me. So he's clearly very much aware of my social media presence. And instead of reaching out to me or doing something to clear his name, he is threatening these children. Sir, this is a very serious matter that's going on here, by the way. We're going to take legal action against you. I heard you told the kids you don't care. You're just going to go and build a new school in Australia. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm coming back soon. I'm coming to confront you in person. Me, I'm not afraid of you. No, I'm not afraid of you. We're going to come there with legal teams. We're going to come there with the Department of Education. We're going to come there with upstanding members of the South African Police Services. And then we're going to have a good chat, you and I. Looking very much forward to it, because I'm so excited. I almost can't breathe. Baby Celeste tells her grandmother about this dream. Her grandmother, being the G that she is, tells her that she suspects that the headmaster is performing dark magic. I guarantee that he is, definitely. Gogo, being the amazing person that she is, advises Celeste to avoid the headmaster at all costs, which Celeste does. She spends most of the following day avoiding him during school. And then later that night, she has a dream about one of her schoolmates being strangled by a snake. The following day, she finds out that the same learner that she dreamt about being strangled by the snake actually unalived themselves the very same day and time that she was dreaming about them. May they rest in power. That breaks my heart. Celeste again goes and tells Ugogo what she had dreamt about, and her grandmother tells her to focus on these dreams, to actually zoom in, because she's clearly being guided from a divine source. So when she focuses on these dreams, she's going to have a better understanding of what is being communicated to her. Grandma also advises Celeste to seek guidance and protection from those who are sending her these dreams, because clearly Celeste is able to see the dark deeds that the headmaster slash preacher is getting up to, and she needs to be protected against him because he might seek to harm her. He has already come into the dream and said to her, stop snooping around. Trust and believe me, they always know. They always know. When highly sensitive people and empaths are around, they know that we can see right through them and they are threatened by us. So they usually try to use fear tactics, whether in the spiritual or the physical realm, to intimidate us and to get us to not say or do anything. So together with grandma, they did the necessary protection measures that they need to take in order to make sure that Celeste's defenses are up when she goes back to school. I assume that this includes some form of ritual and also having spiritual tools blessed and then put on Celeste so that she is spiritually protected against all of these wild shenanigans that are going on at the school. The day before the next assembly, Celeste has a dream featuring her late mom, and her mom warns her not to close her eyes during the assembly that is coming up.